We are back out on the lake today. Back out on the kayak. Oh man, such a nice day out here. Nice, bright, early, cold, but sunny morning. This lake is just like glass. There's something about it, just like a flat, glassy lake. I don't know, there's just something about it. And I'm just setting up my cameras here. I'm gonna get to trolling here in a second. Gonna be trolling some of these guys right here. These are my favorite trout lures at the moment. Nice plugs. I think we're gonna do mostly plugs, but I got spoons in here. Let's see, I think I'm gonna start off with, this is one of my favorites right now. This one. And let's do that one. And let's do a pink one as well. These two right here, what we're gonna start off with. And I always feel like when I take this kayak, this is the Old Town Autopilot Sportsman 120. I always feel like when I take this kayak out in the lake, it's like what this kayak was made to do. And I have to give a quick shout out to Old Town. Not only have they provided me with this kayak, it's performed great for me. I've had it for, I don't even know, like 3 or 4 or 5 years, I don't know, a long time. Caught a ton of different fish on it, both in the ocean, in freshwater, and anywhere in between. But also, I just had a little, I don't know, my motor was working. I don't know, I was having issues with the swivel of the motor, and then I tried to fix it, and then I don't know if I messed it up or I just ran into more issues. Anyways, it was getting worse the more work I was putting into it, but they were nice enough to hook me up with a brand new motor. So I came out here to kind of test it out. I just paired it up with the remote because it's a brand new motor. I had to make sure it was paired properly. Oh, massive bait ball right here. Pairing it took me about 30 seconds. Super simple, super easy. So I probably could have just taken it out to the ocean for my first try, but if you watch my latest video on the kayak, it was actually on my other Old Town kayak, the Old Town Big Water 120 EPDL. Both kayaks I really love, by the way. Both are great for different scenarios, very ocean worthy, and obviously freshwater worthy. But anyway, yeah, last time I took that kayak out in the ocean, it was a massive struggle. Fished for like 18 hours, maybe more, I don't know. And let's just say I didn't really find much. If you watch the video, you know what I'm talking about, but it was a massive struggle. So another reason for me to come out to the freshwater, get the kayak wet, and hopefully catch some fish. I got both plugs in now. We're trolling, marking some bait, so hopefully it's not long before we find us some fish. Well, I've done a full circle. One rod there, one rod there. Not a single bite. So we're gonna send it back around and do another circle, see what happens. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Just had a feeling that was coming. First fish of the day. On the second round, almost made 2 full rotations here, but I just feel like this stretch right here, you know, I saw a couple of fish roll, and then also I just have more confidence in this little stretch right here. So I think this is where the fish are today. Probably we're just gonna go back and forth right here. Oh, I just saw another one roll. Yeah, we're just gonna go back and forth right here. It seems like the fish are in this little section, so we just need to work it. I also think that just how cold it was. Oh, look at that. I also think that just how cold it was this morning, these fish needed a second to really warm up. Maybe they're starting to do that right here. Alright, first fish of the morning. Alright, let's get back in there. Got him. Oh, got him. Finally. feisty one. It has been a tough day for me. It is now almost 1 o'clock. Other than that one fish that you saw early in the morning, haven't been able to figure it out. It has warmed up now, so hopefully that improves the bite a little bit, but I've had, I think, 3 short strikes, a couple on plugs, and then I switched over into doing something a little bit different here. I'll show you this in a second, but yeah, it's been tough. It hasn't been working out. But maybe this is the ticket right here. I tied this on probably, I don't know, maybe an hour or so ago. And since then I've had 2 short strikes and then this one I finally committed. So hopefully I figured something out here. I think I'm gonna keep this one. Not a big guy, but let's put him on the stringer. You can see what we're using there. It's a little grub sticking out the front. It's got a nice tail. Pretty good looking fish for a stalker, but yeah, it's been tough out here. Alright, one on the stringer. Maybe that's just what we need to get going. So here's what I switched to. My thought process was, maybe since it's so cold, these fish just aren't moving very much. And so the plugs that I was running at first are just moving too fast. They're just not in the mood. So I switched over to this little grub. This is a little setup that I used to use actually a lot trolling out here. And haven't done it as much lately. I kind of like the plug fishing, but today it wasn't working, so I had to switch things up. I also put a tiny little weight in front of it. That's probably, I don't know if that's a 16th ounce or 8th ounce or whatever, but really not a lot because I don't want it to go super far down deep, but I do want to get it, you know, at least below the surface a little bit. And so this was out 60 feet, so we're going to do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 60. Alright, and as you saw, I mean, this is not very deep. I'd say it's probably 5 feet below the surface, maybe 5 to 10 feet below the surface. But that fish, as soon as he hit, he went straight airborne, so it can't be that far down. And actually, I'm going to bring this one up a little bit. This one was down a little deeper. We'll try to bring that one up a little shallower, match this one, because this one got 3 bites to none. So it seems like the fish are up shallow, but not moving a lot. So with these grubs, we're trolling a lot slower. And you can use like little curly tail grubs. This one just happens to be a straight worm looking thing. But yeah, these I like to troll a lot slower. So I'm going around 1 mile an hour, whereas with the plugs we're going around 2 miles an hour. And based on which way we're trolling, I'll mix up a little bit, maybe go a little faster, a little slower, depending on how I feel. And every time that I go faster, it kind of brings those grubs up a little bit, and then every time I slow down, it drops them down a little bit more. And just try to use that to my advantage, cover a little bit more of the water column. We'll see. Caught some big fish doing this before, so I got high hopes still. Still trying to figure things out, but hopefully we're on the right path now with these grubs. Every once in a while I also like to give it a little tap like that, give it a little more action. This is not how I pictured this day going. It's been a little bit tough. A lot tough, I should say. I've been trolling for, let's see, I started around 8 and it's 3:30 now, so that is over 8 hours. And a couple of bites, well, a couple of fish landed. I also had like 4 or 5 short strikes, a lot of short strikes today. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think maybe because the fish are a little bit smaller, maybe my baits are a little too big. I'm just guessing, don't really know. But yeah, it's been tough. I'm determined to catch one more, so I'm going to stick it out for the next, I think we have to get it off in about an hour. That's when the lake closes down. So I got 1 hour to catch one more fish. That's my goal. And if I can make that happen, it won't be a great day, but it'll be a good day nonetheless. So I got the plugs back on now. I don't know what it is about the grubs. I don't know. I like going a little bit faster. I like the way when they hit the plug, it's like a good strong hit. So yeah, working with the plugs now, hoping I can get one more to commit here in the last hour. Usually fish start biting a little bit better once the sun gets a little lower in the sky. So I'm hoping that's the case here, but only time will tell. So anyway, that's our update. Let's catch a fish. Alright. I think I have to do it. As much as I don't want to do it, I want to catch one on the plug. It's just not working. And I did have slightly better luck using grubs when I did have those on. I was getting a few more bites, so I think I have to switch back to them. Can't be that stubborn where we're too stuck on using one type of bait. The bite is tough. You gotta just do what the fish want. Got him! Oh, I got him! I got him! We got him in the final minute, the final hour. This one feels a little bit bigger too. Persistence pays off. That's what this fish means right here. Oh man, what a tough day it was. But a little bit of persistence, didn't get too stubborn. That last final switch to the grub obviously paying off here, because I don't think this would have happened if I would have stuck with those plugs like I originally was thinking I was gonna do. Might be going home with what I already had. Might not get any more, but this guy could not resist the grub. Controlled it super slow. Seems like these fish are just really lazy right now. And yeah, getting it done. See if I can get him in the net here. A little bit bigger than the last fish that we caught. Get him swimming in the water there. Look at how clear this water is. All right, come on in. All right, there it is. The stocked rainbow. You can't even see the grub. Inhaled it. That's what did it right there. That saved my day. That's a Berkley power worm. And yeah, I've caught a lot of fish on this in my day. I kind of kept it a secret for a while, but no use in keeping it a secret anymore. The secret's out. That's what I caught him on. Pretty simple little thing. There's no tail, you know, no like paddle tail or curly tail or anything. Just like a, you know, little piece of plastic. But these fish like them. I appreciate all y'all for watching this video, sticking through it to the end. Just wanted to show you really quickly what I used to catch these fish. Pretty simple setup, you know, light. This is an ultralight spinning rod, and then I have an ultralight casting on this side with a smaller reel. This is probably a little bit too big for this rod, but honestly, if you have something close to this, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. You know, most of the time when you're fishing, the fish, you know, the real fishing or the real part that makes the difference is the part that's in the water, which is your bait. Rod and reel, you know, maybe for like big tuna and stuff, you need the proper gear, and obviously it's gonna let you catch more fish, but most of the time you can make do with what you have, and you can definitely do that when you're out here on the lake fishing for these stock trout. And I believe this is 15-pound braid, the main line, and then I have about 3 foot, 4 foot maybe of leader. This is 6-pound fluoro. And I like to go anywhere between 4 and 8 for trout. For some of the more finicky trout, like some wild or native trout, maybe I'll go with a 4-pound test. For possibly even a 2 if you really want to get finesse. But for these stock trout, I don't think that it makes that much of a difference. I like to go, I think this is 6. You can go as heavy as 8 too. You think there's a lot of big fish out there. But yeah, you do want to use fluorocarbon because it cuts down on the visibility of that line underwater. And then I like to connect my fluoro leader with my braided main line with a swivel. Nothing fancy, just a regular old barrel swivel. But I like to do that because sometimes, especially with these grubs, when you're trolling through the water, that thing is spinning, and if you don't have a swivel on there, it'll twist up your line. So I like to have that in the middle. And yeah, and a little octopus hook on the bottom. I think that's a size 8. Just thread that worm on there as straight as you can, right down the middle. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Troll it super slow. I like to go anywhere between 1 mile an hour and 0 mile an hour. You can honestly just drift. If there's enough wind, it'll just take you, and it'll give that worm enough action. Basically what I'm looking for is just having that worm float through the water and just kind of get right in front of the fish, because I don't think the fish, like especially today, I don't think they're super actively, you know, looking out for food. But if they happen to see a worm dangle in front of their face, you know, they might just come up and grab it. So that's how I like to fish it, but obviously there's different ways to do that. I believe it's 3 inches long, all kinds of different colors. This happens to be the chartreuse color. I think they have orange, pink, white, all kinds of different stuff. And they work. Caught fish on these from the bank, obviously from the kayak, trolling, just mooching or sitting over a Carolina rig. On that note, it's been a long day out here, long time out on the water, but happy I got a few fish, and I appreciate all of you for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, but thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.